So for this demonstration, we'll activate snapping, which will give us dots, and we'll change from box over to custom. And without anything specified as our custom cutter, that means when we use dots, that we are able to draw the Boxcutter logo. And so we'll just draw a quick logo and press D, switch over to box, and we'll just use this dot in order to jump off this edge, and we'll press W to turn it into a wedge. And we'll just cut a couple of wedges in here, press D, click on box in order to purify from wedge and go straight back to box. Alternatively, we could have pressed W during draw, which also would have turned off wedge, but we want multiple ways to be able to accomplish these things in the event that you need to do it very quickly on the fly. Another thing we'll do is jump back to box, and we'll just put a couple of boxes just in the surface, and let's Alt W, switch over to Hops tool, and just move this over. And this is our shape we've created. So we'll jump back over to Boxcutter, and let's just grab this area. We'll cut it out and press Y in order to convert it to an extraction. Normally extraction doesn't show any feedback, but it did in a previous version. And new to this version, extraction will now show feedback showing the shape that was now extracted. So then when you repeat it, you're able to repeat it absolutely the way that you want. In this case, I held Shift in order to get a one-to-one draw. We'll do it again where I just draw it, hold Shift in order to snap it one-to-one. We'll pause it with Tab and then click to complete this operation. The cool thing about extraction, of course, is that you can extract anything. So at that time we did a full extraction. This time I'll just do a partial extraction of just a region, and we'll just go over to this side and draw that shape out, hold Shift to get it one-to-one, and then click to apply. And let's just press D, jump back over to box, and draw a box shape around this, and just begin detailing this particular area that we created. And we'll just add a few additional details and press D and go back to box and just perform a cut around this, press Y, extracted, and from here we can easily just go to the other side and repeat this on another face, even with the border and the new accents that were added. So the purpose of extraction is to allow you to take a surface and repeat it somewhere else on the surface in the event that you need to either move some detail around or simply repeat something, but just letting you know that there's now a parameter added underneath display for extraction out that will allow you to choose how long you want the extraction to display. In fact, we can set this to something like 50, press D, switch over to circle. We'll just draw a circle and press Y, and we've extracted that circular shape, faded out very quickly, and now we're able to repeat this shape on the bottom. An interesting thing is, before even doing that, we could press D, jump over to circle, and before even doing all that, let's actually change to static dots, which has the ability to be paused. And what this means is we can draw a shape, solidify it, draw another shape, press VV in order to perform a radial array, leave that, jump back to custom, and we're still able to draw our custom shape without having to deal with any sort of issue with losing our orientation snapping point due to the ever-changing geometry. In fact, even with it in this pause state, I could still continue to subdivide this if I wanted to repeat this shape in this particular area. If I wanted to control double click and repeat it here, repeat it here, and repeat it here. And then I can just press escape to, of course, clear that, press D. We'll jump back to our red box, which I use to see exactly what I'm about to extract. We press Y to switch to extract. We click, it is done. And you see that a short extract just doesn't click as good as having a long one. So let's try that again with the default of 1600. And we'll press Y, click, and we see it fade out. Let's just press H, get rid of that cube. We'll just add another cube, and we'll just draw out what we extracted. Of course, we've been cutting on every face, and we were getting a little deep there. So we got a little bit more than we bargained for around the edges, which we could purify by just going into the extraction itself and just modifying it. But for the context of this demo, I believe you get the point.